Hello, Misha. What is going on? How are things progressing for you?
Thanks, everything is fine. So you phoned, things improved. We are recuperating from the game we had yesterday and preparing for the match that will take place tomorrow. Everything's fine, thanks. How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, same here. Thanks a bunch. Everything's good. I'm conducting interviews with players, and I wanted to ask you a couple of questions about your career this year, about the league, about the team. So, how did this offer come about? Well, I suppose I will commence by providing you with a brief overview of the details we had at our disposal. First, there were options with Budapest, then things kind of dragged on a bit, and ultimately there was a choice for you to stay home and play in Belarus instead of going out.
You got it, dude.
Following that, we came to the decision to move to Debrecen, a place we believed would offer new opportunities and a fresh start for our lives. Now, I am eager to know from you what was the specific thought process or methodology you used in order to arrive at this particular decision. You have been playing in Belarus for quite a while, basically not moving. He only played in a foreign league for one season, I think. How did you arrive at this decision? How did you determine it? Was it your decision, or did you have a discussion with your spouse? Inform me, disclose the information.
Want to hear a story? Everything is going smoothly. I'm not giving anything away. Listen, I took it pretty easily. As you remember, we met and it was a proposal from Budapest, which you mentioned above. I've been thinking for a long time about my wife, over and over again. As you rightly noticed, I've spent my entire career in Belarus. I desired to attempt something new and to tread upon sinful Europe. The entire experience was quite fascinating. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what is the significant secret that you're keeping from me. And the conditions were significantly better than the ones I worked in Belarus previously, and better than the prospects that were promised to me for this current working year. That is the reason why, in this particular situation, there was not some big dilemma in front of me. I was definitely more disappointed when our option fell through and there were prospects to continue in the same place, but oh well. Luckily, everything worked out at the last moment in the end. I am grateful that things ultimately turned out positively for me. Yeah, he turned out to be on our side. Here we are. So basically, that's how I made this decision. Yeah, and her wife was cool with it too. And even now, he doesn't regret it, and I don't regret it either. Well, overall, we're all pretty satisfied with everything.
I understand. Please tell me about the preseason training sessions. It started with you later. What's the difference between it and preseason in Belarus?
She's got quite the intensity. First of all, the season starts a little later here. So, in other words, July is still all about doing your own thing, unlike the championships in Belarus, where everyone is already getting together and running 400S, 800S, and so on. This is the time you spend alone, preparing. Well, after that, it's up to the team, preseason itself. Here, yeah, it's probably different. The intensity is less, a slightly different approach in terms of physical exertion. It's easier. There is not a single job here that is worn out or no longer available. It is not that everything is so difficult and psychologically challenging, particularly this summer. It is frequently hot. There is a discount available for this item as well. We barely managed to run to this location, barely managed to jump, and did not squat while carrying 185 pounds sterling on our shoulders. All is, I'm unsure, as planned somehow.
Considering my age and my experience in Belarus, it was my first preseason, my first experience of preparation, but I liked it.
He is different from that. You are constantly fresh. There is no fatigue. You are perpetually fresh and energetic. No fatigue.
Tell me, please, about the preseason matches. I remember you played, I think you had 2 weeks, right, preseason, and you, I think, played against teams from the Slovak Extraliga. How was that experience for you? In summary, what is your overall impression?
To begin with, it is a highly beneficial experience to play alongside a team. As far as I comprehend, they are renowned for their exceptional performance in the championship. This is a list of new weight. Good team. This list contains the weights of newly acquired items. The team is performing well. Listen, I can't with such a full impression. Add because I myself wasn't then. Well, our whole team wasn't in the best shape because, as you rightly said, we had only been on the ice for 2 weeks. We were still under some pressure while their match coincided with the eve of their championship, so they were already in top form. It was really tough. Despite the outcome, we didn't really embarrass ourselves there. I think we played 24 games, but it was really tough, really. And with regards to the level of that team, I really liked it. You know, it is one of those situations where you are being played, and it is enjoyable to watch yourself being played. So everything is simple, everything is good technically. Slower in terms of legs, but there is an increased amount of speed in terms of the head and technical speed compared to the lack of speed in the legs. So the movement of the puck, the combination of hockey, they were a really nice team, and I truly enjoyed watching them play. Hockey is a little different. Hockey is a little to blame. Blame it on hockey.
You had some legionnaires, I remember, at the beginning of the season. I don't remember until November, I guess. Guys who played in the East Coast League, in some American league. What can you say about the level, for example? Did they stand out or demonstrate a unique approach or style of play that set them apart from the other individuals present in that particular area?
I can't say they were great. There was this particular individual. He was more of a checker type, I suppose, if I had to describe him. He played as a power forward, while the second player was known for their creativity on the basketball court. No, I am unable to say that I noticed any difference between us and the local guys or the Hungarians in terms of our abilities or characteristics. No, well, whatever. It is likely to be standard, probably North American hockey, I suppose. However, it is important to note that I would not characterize them as truly formidable powerhouses in that specific location, not at all, without a shadow of a doubt. They were running a great deal. No, I didn't truly perceive any distinction between us, Belarusians, and the Russians, or from the local Hungarian guys. We were all just putting in a lot of effort, regardless of our nationalities or backgrounds. Nope.
What is the overall level of the championship if you compare it to the championship in Belarus? Due to the consistent growth in the championship, it is evident that the level has been increasing every year. I can tell by the legionnaires. If we consider the country of Belarus, then there, on the contrary, we can observe the participation of some teams comprising of good guys, as well as the inclusion of some objectively not strong level legionnaires from other countries. I guess I would say that the level is rising here. What do you think of the championship level overall? How are the teams playing there? They're basically, as far as I can recall, you have the opportunity to have a large number of foreign players on the team. So there is a specific point system that exists in that particular context or situation. What is your view on the players' skill level, the team's level? What can you tell me about it? Well, in response to the first question regarding the dissimilarity and the degree of strength or weakness, in this context, it is likely to be more of a subjective viewpoint, as it is not feasible to definitively state here, but the actual game is distinct. It is the hockey itself, perhaps it is more of a game here. It is the game after all. Hockey is a game, they play it here. Maybe they do not run around mindlessly as much, they do not fight as much, but at the same time, when necessary, teams play quite tough, and yet they still do not forget to play hockey, which is the essence and core of this beloved sport. These are live games, they are a source of entertainment to watch, and they provide enjoyment when played. As for whether the level is growing here, I can't say either because it's my first year and I have nothing to compare it to. While discussing with colleagues at work who have been here for a long time, and based on statistics, it is clear that some individuals used to score much higher in this context than they currently do in the present season.
So, like, it is noticeable, and everyone is saying that the level is rising, even more so than just in this and last year, not to mention 2 to 3 years ago, that tougher guys are coming, yeah, from all corners of our planet, from every part of the world. And a few rather good gentlemen arrive, including individuals who are proficient in speaking the Russian language. Thanks to this, the championship is more exciting. And the point system, too, I think it's advantageous, much more advantageous, you could say, than the system of Belarusian legionnaires, certainly by age.
There are some limits, yeah.
When you don't have the age, but here they give you credit for your, I don't know, past merits and so on. How many points do you have?
Well, which particular teams could you highlight, let's say, that stood out from your championship and made a significant impact? Is it harder to play against Romanian teams, or let's say harder to play against Hungarian teams?
Well, I wouldn't stand out. I wouldn't even emphasize it at all. It's good to interact with everyone equally. There are no commands present here, like those unpleasant ones that simply suffer on their own, do not play, and do not allow you to. Nope, here you are. You could say that it depends on you, how you approach the game, that is the manner in which you play, and there is no telling which team it is. Here you go, that's why. There are no teams that play in a full-on defense. There are no teams that have any strict boundaries, strict tactics that they don't deviate from. There is a significant amount of improvisation happening, and a multitude of hockey players themselves are offering you something or showcasing their skills through their actions and abilities on the ice rink. So, like selecting a team as an advantage or a disadvantage. No, I wouldn't express it in that manner. Everything is more or less of the same value. We all have identical outcomes. We lost everything, we triumphed over everyone, and everyone battled against one another. There is no such thing as a solitary command that categorically and fatally does not adhere. In my opinion, I would say that this is quite a funky championship here.
Well, yeah, there aren't any specific top 4 or top 3 clubs there that are always in first place.
Yeah. Initially, the start of the season for us was a bit of a flop and a disappointment. The first couple of matches, when we got rolled over by Ferencváros 2-10, well, that definitely raised some red flags. Well, there you go. This is just the beginning. What can you do? Everyone was checking us out, and our team is also fresh in terms of overall selection of players, administrative resources, and trading resources. A lot of individuals in their positions for the initial year, and we have numerous guys on our team who are just testing RST hockey, who are here for the initial year. Well, I believe I comprehend that quite well. Well, it is a fairly reasonable thing. I require a certain amount of time to make the necessary adaptations. Yes.
By the way, Ferencváros in the Continental League prepared earlier for the game at that time.
Oh, yes. Perhaps, yes. It's possible, yes.
Turns out just a bit. Let's watch the playoffs and see how they will unfold in the end.
Well, yeah, maybe they won't be up for a knockout. By the way, we probably have a potential opponent in the playoffs. So tomorrow we are going to play with them as well. Let us take a look. Shall we?
I got it.
How's it going?
With regards to your everyday life, with regards to the process of moving, so are you content with your current relationship with your wife? Is it adequate to meet the requirements?
Yeah, everything's good on the home front. Everything is great. Well, there aren't any major complaints here, really. The club meticulously attended to every single nuance and intricacy that arose in the context of domestic conditions. Well, I don't have any complaints, and neither does my wife. Well, maybe it's because of a small outage, but you can easily tolerate it and choose to turn a blind eye to it without any major issues or concerns. Here, everything is good. The climate is nice. There weren't any big problems with the move either. The club also helped with the documents. We made it. So, yeah, in this regard, it's all about comfort with a great climate.
You are fond of the city, everything is good, correct?
Yes, it is a cute and sunny city.
Understood. Okay, listen, I suppose that's basically the end of the questions. There doesn't seem to be much more to discuss at this point. We will stay connected no matter what. Wishing you good luck in the upcoming playoffs.
Thank you very much.
And let's begin working on the upcoming season already. Happy to receive a message from you. I feel the same way, Nikita. That's all I have to say, I hope.
Please let us go now. Take care and goodbye for now.